Welcome to Mindful Leadership, Transforming Lives, with your host, Singh. This is where leadership meets purpose, presence, and passion. In today's fast paced, high pressure world, we face a leadership crisis. Too often, teams are led by managers who lack empathy, clarity, and vision, leaving individuals uninspired, disconnected, and undervalued. But it doesn't have to be this way. Great leadership isn't born, it's built. The end game: empower your leadership, inspire the world. Every week, join me, your host Singh, as we tackle the gaps in leadership and life coaching head on, learning how mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and compassion can redefine success. This isn't just another podcast, it's a mission to fill the void left by ineffective leadership. And it's not just about leadership in business. Life coaching for leaders and new executives is at heart of this journey. Ready to rise above the noise and lead with clarity, purpose, and impact? Join a global movement dedicated to reshaping the future of leadership one mindful moment at a time. Let's begin.
Hello there. Let me start today's conversation with a few questions. Are you surviving or are you thriving? Think about, when was the last time you felt like you were in control of your stress instead of stress and your phone controlling you? And when life gets overwhelming, what is your first move? Pour a glass of wine, scroll Instagram, and just hope the chaos solves itself. You know, we will be discussing today the number one crazy thing to happen in today's society is not getting enough sleep. Now, here's the truth: stress is not going anywhere, it is part of our life. But then the good news, you can learn to make it work for you instead of against you. In the last session, we talked about how to take a few pause. Welcome back to Mindful Leadership Transforming Lives. I am your host, Singh, and today I'm sharing four insanely simple habits to help you bounce back stronger and stress less. First, we will unpack why some people thrive under stress while others fall apart. Then, we will go through the four insanely simple practical habits you can start today to build resilience. I'll be sharing another story of one of my clients who turned their stress into strength with just one small change. And then, as always, we'll be going through a new practice of mindful exercise. So, if you are feeling tired or feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or feel like you are on a hamster wheel, this episode is for you. Let's begin. So, let's start with, why do some people thrive under pressure while others fumble? Think about Michael Jordan. He once said, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have failed over and over and over again. And that is why I succeeded. Take a pause, unpack that. Jordan didn't let failure or stress define him. He used it as a fuel to bounce back stronger. Now, if you look at the science, what science says is resilience is about avoiding stress. Okay. Resilience is not about avoiding stress, it is about how quickly you can recover from it. Your brain can be trained to handle stress better with some small habits that strengthen your prefrontal cortex. So, physical habits like movement and sleep, they help to regulate your cortisol, the stress hormone that makes you feel stuck in fight or flight mode. Now, the good news is you don't need to be Michael Jordan to build resilience. You just need a few simple, consistent, practical habits that retrains your brain and body to recover faster. And As always, it is very simple, and let me show you how. So, the good stuff, the four habits that will help you bounce back stronger and stress less, these are very simple, practical exercises. You can start them today. The first one is micro breaks, mindfulness micro breaks. I'm not talking about sitting cross legged on a yoga mat for hours. I'm not asking to go to a retreat. All I'm talking about is just 10 seconds of deep breathing micro breaks. Now, imagine this. You are about to walk into a big meeting and your heart's racing, your palms are sweaty, and your brain is screaming to run. Run from there. What you do? Stop. Take 5 deep breaths. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Think about if you think about James Bond, calm, cool, collected. You don't have to be a secret agent, but those breath 10 seconds can trick your brain into thinking, I have got this. Now, this is mindfulness in action. Thinking back to the office, the episode, if you remember, where Dwight's fire drill, right? Everyone is panicking. Angela is throwing cats out of the ceiling, right? Mindfulness is the opposite of that chaos. It's about staying grounded no matter what's happening around you. Now, the second one is gratitude journaling. Now, I know this is gratitude journaling without any book, right? So if we start talking about journaling, and before you roll your eyes over, don't worry, I'm not asking you to write a novel. I'm not asking you to pour your soul onto the page, right? Here's the micro break journaling compass, and here is how it works. Write one sentence, spend 60 seconds. That's it, right? Maybe I didn't burn dinner today. I found a parking spot right in front of the store. Now, why does this matter? Journaling is like training your brain to see good, even on good days. If you remember Dory from Finding Nemo, remember her mantra was just keep swimming. That's gratitude journaling in a nutshell. Focusing on small wins to keep moving forward. And as Eckhart Tolle has mentioned, acknowledging the good you already have is the foundation for all abundance, right? Unpack that for a second. Just acknowledging anything good that happened. Before I walk into a meeting, just journaling one sentence of my feeling, right? Even with your brain, checking in with your brain for that next pause that's coming your way. It's as simple as that. Check in with your mind and get in the present moment. Just write that last thought you had and make it a habit to do it a few times, especially when you are busy. Next movement. So, when we talk about movement, we are talking about, again, very simple 2 minutes movement that can shift your body out of stress mode. And I'm not telling you to hit the gym for 2 hours, right? If you're sitting at your desk for hours, stuck on a problem, and your brain feels like scrambled eggs, it used to happen all day long. What do? Stand up and stretch. Pace to the coffee machine instead of strolling to the coffee machine. Even a simple 2 minutes quick walk around the office can reset your brain, right? So, movement is like hitting refresh on your browser when the page won't load. If we think about the practices that we did in the last couple of sessions, right? That's just simply taking a deep breath and giving break to your mind, to your brain. Because another very simple technique to do that is what is known as finger switching. And here is how finger switching works. So again, check in with your mind and see where your brain is. Just take that last thought, sit down comfortably, take 4 rounds of deep breath. You can try it right now. Just take 3, 4 breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Now bring your attention to your physical body. And now bring your attention to your breath and feel the air going in and out of your nostrils. Now move your focus to the tip of the fingers, both hands. And here is the training for the brain. The moment you put your focus on the tips of your hand, your brain is not designed or not organized to look at or view both tips of both hands. So if you some focus, you will see that the brain is switching between left and right hand. And that is a simple exercise that you can do when you're stuck in traffic, when you are stranded somewhere in airport, when you are going in a big meeting that you want to make sure that you are in control. If you are Friends fan, remember Ross yelling pivot while moving that couch? That's the energy we are going for. Small, imperfect shifts, imperfect movements. And the goal is just to shift your stress, not to avoid it. Just give that break to the brain for 10 seconds. That will help you. The next big one, and as I mentioned, it's a number one issue with our society. It's crazy how deep and how dangerous it has become for us is lack of sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a leadership tool. Think about the last time you stayed up scrolling TikTok or binge watching Stranger Things. How did you feel the next day? That would be like a zombie. And here's sleep is your brain's version of hitting save on a Word document. Skip it and your brain crashes, right? And trust me, your brain will thank you, your body will thank you if you just adapt to one single exercise of no screens, no blue light for 30 minutes before your bed. Now, why I'm so passionate about this particular issue is the digital world has put us in a very informative space. So there is no lack of information. There's no lack of digital devices around us, right? It's always buzzing. If you just sit down quietly, you can hear 5, 6 different things buzzing in your office all the time. Now, The point here is that this entire universe follows the law of cyclical behavior, right? There is cycles for moon and sun. There is cycles for a lot of different aspects of this universe. So when the universe is working cohesively together, we have to then also develop that cyclical rhythm. There is a reason why the brain starts to excrete a chemical the moment there is no sun after sunset. It is supposed to excrete melatonin that can then get you better sleep, relaxation, right? That's the recharging of the body. And then by the time the sun rises, it excretes a different chemical that now puts your body to start working. And even digestion, your highest rate of digestion in your body happens between noon and 2, something around midday, not at night, not in the early morning. So my point is we have to understand and bring our body back to cyclicality of that. Now, as leaders, if you expand that conversation into our teams, into our companies, into our organizations, what is the cyclical behavior there? Not every day is a go game day, right? So you have to understand as a leader for your team, for yourself, for your community, right? What is that cyclical nature where everyone needs to get to recharge? Everyone needs to get back into rhythm. And then when it's go time, everybody is ready and going for it. Um, one quick story I'll share here is one of my mentees, Lisa, a corporate manager, used to juggle 12 hours on an average. A very demanding team and a family, 3 kids, and stress was running her life. After starting these practices and walking her through some of the micro second breaks, 10-second breaks, and journaling, she started taking 5 minutes before every meeting to write down 3 things she was grateful for. That's it. Just write down 3 things that you're grateful for every hour. It can be as simple as I'm grateful to have a great cup of coffee. I'm grateful to be present in this moment. I'm grateful for not being reactive. In a month's time, she noticed a huge shift. She was less reactive, more focused, and her team said she was easier to work with. So Lisa didn't overhaul her life. She started with one habit. Now imagine what you could do with just 5 minutes a day. So let's practice a 60-second gratitude reset as part of the mindful gratitude compass. Take a deep breath. Check in with your mind. Think about one thing that went well today. Maybe it's a very small win, maybe a great conversation, or just your favorite cup of coffee. Hold that thought. Imagine like a snapshot in your mind. Stay with that snapshot. Now breathe in and hold and breathe out and hold and breathe in and hold and breathe out and hold. That's just 60 seconds. And you have shifted your mindset into gratitude mode. In the second season, in the second session, the podcast, I was talking about body scan. Body scan is another great way in the office, in our busy life, to just to divert our brain into something that is creative. For folks who have not seen that exercise, it's again, check in with your brain, just sit down. You can do this walking. I'm assuming that this particular practice you're doing at sitting, but you can do the same thing while you go out for a walk, right? Or when you're playing a game, or when you are really focused on working on an application or a Excel spreadsheet or writing a document, just hold your work for a few minutes and check in with your brain where it is, what is it thinking, and then how do we feel those emotions. I mentioned this before. Our human body is the best engineering or engineered device if you think about from an application standpoint. See, each cell in our body has its own brain. When you burn your finger, you burn the tissues first, even before the brain recognizes that it's burning and it's hurting, right? So when you check in with your brain and think about the last thought you had, if you just practice for a few minutes, you will start seeing how those emotions are manifesting in your body. Mindfulness is not about running away. Mindfulness is not about sitting down on a yoga mat and practicing for an hour. That is meditation, right? Yeah, there's another whole season that will talk about meditation. But mindfulness is to be just that, mindful in the present of what you see. So you take those deep breaths, check in with your brain, see what last thought is, and then you move your focus. Start with your head and slowly, gradually move your focus to your eyes, to your nose, to your lips, to your chin. Feel the neck and your shoulders. Focus on your hand, on your wrists, on your fingers on your hand. Bring back your focus to your breathing. Now go down to your chest, to your belly, to your thighs, to your knees, down to your foot, fingers on your leg. Now bring back your focus to your breathing. and feel which part of your body is tightening. Is your shoulders heavy? Is your arms too tight? Is your back relaxed? This simple technique of body scan, you can do it for 3 minutes, you can do it for 10 minutes. As you gradually practice this, it is one of the best mechanism of training our brain to come back to a regular rhythm. So as I have shared the four insanely simple practices. So the first one, again, micro breaks, just 10-second deep breathing, try it twice, thrice, gratitude journaling. Write one sentence, just take 60 seconds, but get that in a practice of doing it. Movement, 2 minutes, stretch sitting if you're at your desk, pace to your coffee machine, take a quick walk around your office just to reset the thought in your brain, and then sleep like a leader. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a leadership tool. It's very important for us to get our brain and the body. And trust me, this start small, just no screen, 30 minutes before your bed. Your brain and your body will thank you. So here's the challenge for you, pick one habit from today's episode and commit to it for 7 days. Share your progress with hashtag mindful leadership and tag me. And let's create a movement of leaders who thrive under pressure without letting stress take over. And if you're ready for more tools, head to singleadership.com to grab your free checklist. Remember, stress is not your enemy, it's your fuel for resilience. Let's use it to bounce back stronger. Again, this is Singh, your host at Mindful Leadership, transforming lives on the Transformation Network. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching Mindful Leadership Transforming Lives. With me, your host, Singh. We are honored to have you join us on this journey to explore the transformative power of mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and authentic leadership. Tune in every week on transformationtalkradio.com at noon Pacific on Tuesdays, where we will continue to explore how mindful leadership can create a ripple effect of positive changes in your life and lives of those you influence. This show is dedicated to helping you lead with purpose, presence, and passion. Whether you're navigating the complexities of business, building strong connection with your team, or striving to make a meaningful impact in the world around you. To learn more about the show, access additional resources, or dive deeper, visit singpowerupcoach.com. Remember, leadership isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. Let's continue to transform lives together, one mindful moment at a time. See you next week.